I've only read about it in the books. It was a Smith & Wesson 38 from the 40s, but on an in-frame.
Well, yeah.
So they call
that is how Elmer Keith developed. Well, they called it the Outdoorsman when they were marketing it. That was but it was heavy framed, and this is what allowed Elmer Keith to do the development, which later became the 357, Magnum, even back in before the 40s. And he was popping up the loads, and that extra heavy frame was able to do that.
It's definitely heavy.
Gun.
Definitely heavy.
It is.
I like the holster. I like the belt. But I would put a Model 10 in here.
I figured you would.
It would rattle around
a little bit. Yeah,
that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also sitting here to my left today, guys, when you leave a free mic, you never know who's going to come sit in.
Who's going to show up?
And actually, you know what? This buddy I've been talking. How long have we been talking for you to come on the show? 4 years?
At least 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Sitting to my left is one of iHeart Radio's newest employees.
Wow.
So it took all of that to get her to come on our show. Alicia Chingari sitting with us today.
Hello.
Wonderful to see you. Great to hear you back on the air. You spent so many years with Channel 4. And actually, you have the distinction, and we were talking before you showed up today, one of the stories you did with us a number of years ago was the most popular story we ever had on Facebook. It had 50,000 hits on it.
That makes me so happy to hear.
Yeah, it was. It was great. And
that I just discovered when they say news is everywhere. I came in here to go to your shooting range, met you as the owner, that you were just standing back there by the counter, and I said, what is this wall for? And then you were telling me it's the wall of shame.
Right.
And you explained the whole thing, and I was like, this needs to be a story. Will you go on air with it? And
You're
then we've known each other since.
Ever since, and you've taken classes here, so great to see you. Great to hear you back on the air. We're excited. You were on with Blazer yesterday, I think?
Yes. You can listen to me over at 610 WTVN during the week. I'll give those news cut-ins. And then I work for the promo side of iHeartRadio as well. But I absolutely love it there. So everything's been great.
Good people.
Good bosses, really good people there. Coworkers are great. I can't say enough nice things about them. Or you, Eric.
Good. That's good to hear. Make sure you tell them all about that, too.
I like your shoes. I like your shoes.
You.
I just now saw them.
I saw those when she walked in.
Yeah. You don't have them zipped up, though, do you?
Here we go. All right, there we go.
Okay, now.
They have crazy laces on them for anybody listening. They're my favorite Jordans that I
all right.
There you go.
Cool.
And you can hang with us a bit today?
Yes.
All right.
I'm hanging out with you guys.
There you go. If you missed the show, you can always catch the podcast. That's at 610WTVN.com. It's also on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Google Podcast. That's where I listen to it back every week during one of my workouts at the gym. Popo, I think I texted you about 10 o'clock one night this week saying, man, you were really on last week. I don't know what it was, but you were witty. I mean, you're coherent. You were present.
I must have been awake.
I know. It was.
Actually, Eric, I'm having a hard time hearing myself through my headset.
Really?
Yeah, and I turned that up a little bit. And it's like I'm in a barrel.
Huh?
Oh, okay. Well,
maybe I am.
Turning the barrel. So, yeah, we've all been there.
So. That's right.
I don't know.
If you have a question for us, OnTarget at lepd.com is the best way to get a hold of us throughout the week. Give us an idea for Gun of the Week or for a topic. And, of course, you can always give us a call. 614-821-9886 is the number during the show. Otherwise, you can catch us the rest of the week at the store. JC, tons of news this week, and it is going to make your head spin. Get us started on some news.
Everything. And a lot of it's just super important. I'll just start off with one with the presidential candidate, Mike Bloomberg. So it's been interesting if you've been following it. CNN Business News did articles on it, and they actually had an interview with him on CBS this morning, this week. I guess it aired on last Friday, not this Friday. But basically, he's the mogul, has Bloomberg News, and he's just announced that that his reporters are not going to be allowed to investigate any Democratic presidential candidates. None. Started out with him, hey, you can't investigate me, but to be fair, you can't investigate. We're going to focus all of our attention on negative comments on Trump. So, his own reporters said, look, we're a news agency. We want to do this. And his quote was, hey, with your paycheck comes some restrictions. You're just going to have to live with some things. And that is no investigations on any Democratic contenders. You'll hear none of that. So they delved a little bit deeper, both CNN and the news folks, talking to some of the reporters. And I love this. Of course, he's not named, but the view of one reporter at the media was, that Mike Bloomberg running for president is everybody's nightmare come true. That was one of his own employees. And then when another